this young 28-year-old. Come on, get up! Because he could be out there doing any damn thing. He could be out there killing and shooting on people like he used to. He could be doing all of that. He could be in jail. He had a bid, a murder trial, and he could have been in the jail for this long time. But this brother has decided to do what he got to do for our people today. So I want y'all to welcome my brother, your brother, the one and only. Now, son, I'm over at San Antonio, brother Paul Wright. Give him a round of applause.
Hey, how's everybody doing? This is definitely my vision. We got to make the conscious community the new Madison Square Garden event. That's what we're supposed to do.
There you go. That's right.
This is a beautiful thing, man. Pan the audience, huh? Gotta talk about my man, Sarnetta. Go ahead, Ned. This is a beautiful thing. See, people have quit on themselves. Oftentimes, we even quit on ourselves. Sometimes we might speak about the beast putting us in jail, killing us, raping us, castrating us. We might talk about it so much that our mind be so super saturated with that negativity that we become incapacitated in fear. We start having this self-doubt. We go in too much. Oh, he's killing us. He's incarcerating us. He's locking us up. He's denying us education. And we go too hard on it. We might not even feel like it's worth fighting. So we have to be careful. We got to be very, very careful because that's part of the game plan. I once talked to a brother, he said, yo, they out here hitting us over our head. They out here killing us. You know, they imprisoning us. And after I talked and I listened to this brother long enough, I realized he believed he was incarcerated, even though he was talking to me right in my face. So I understand that these thoughts are imbued into our psyche so intensely, so immensely, so we can think that there's no reason to strive whatsoever. So I want us to be careful. Very, very careful. We gotta be as careful as possible when it comes to our liberation. So today you're gonna hear both sides of the story, because we complement each other, my brother. Because we need the militant nature. We complement each other. We definitely complement each other. You'll see that today. It's an honor that in this day and time, we see people's attention towards this consciousness, because at a point, when I first became conscious, I had an issue. Because I was on the streets and I didn't have nothing. My father, he left me at the age of 8. My mother, I met her when I turned 17, and she died the week I met her. She had cancer and diabetes. I had 7 days exactly with my mother, and she died. Yep. So I had every excuse in the world to become a Crip superior. And it's a beautiful thing to know that my Lokes is in here today, right or wrong. Where y'all at? There you go. Where you at? Where else you at? Yeah, the Lokes is in here. And they're not gonna feel me on this one, but I got love for my Damu brothers too. There's somebody blood in here, all right. He probably is getting a little insecure, like shit, how much Crips in here? But you know what? It's love.
That's right.
Blue flag, yellow flag, red flag. Doesn't matter. Because we were this complexion before those flags. And we would wear a flag. Right? Name one country that you know that would allow another country to create its flag. So as a Crip, when we take that bandana that's made in China and put it on our head and call it a flag, I say people that wear flags or people that have flags have their own language. People that have flags have their own land. People that have flags have their own music. People that have flags have their own government. So when we walk around as Bloods and Crips and we say that we're flagging, or we have a flag on, or this is my flag, why does your flag say made in China? Your eyes don't look cheeky to me. And people say, yo, you're going against your own brothers. I'm not going against my own brothers. I'm trying to awaken my brothers. That's the first organization I ever joined, was the Crips. Well, I was a lowlife too, for those of you that's in Brooklyn. Y'all know what the lowlives are. And Baby D sets, y'all already know. So I was a lowlife. We wore polo, white, branded, name brands, branded, like a slave. That's all we do. All we was talking about is the brand that we had on our ass. Just like horses. And that was our whole world. Our whole world was engendered around the principle of discriminating against each other because of what set that we claim. But I had to stay in the set. Because every time I tried to get conscious and ask for help, the only thing that I was given was optimism. The only thing I was given was rhetoric. It's true. We don't like to admit it. I tried to be religious. I've seen my grandmother die waiting for Jesus. I've seen my grandmother's grandmother die waiting for Jesus. I've seen my grandmother's children, my aunt, die waiting for Jesus. One died from domestic violence, 2 died from diabetes, 1 dies from cancer. Everybody hates white people though. Last I checked, white people get cancer too. Black people get cancer and Chinese people get cancer. So I started thinking, why don't the world community, since everybody's gangster and fighting against each other, why don't the world community fight disease? Because disease is kicking all of our asses in every culture, in every race. Every race gets diabetes, but every race wants to fight each other. Every race gets cancer, but every race wants to fight each other. So after one of these races win the war, their oppressor will still live. It's called disease. We gotta solve the disease problem. And what is one of the biggest diseases we have in the world? Poverty. Ignorance is a subdivision of poverty. Because if you have the lack of knowledge and know-how, you'll be in poverty. Look up the word poverty. It just means to have limited resources and the inability to own. So this means somebody can have a house in their name, but if the house has a mortgage extended to them, then they're living in poverty because they don't own the house. And if the house is in their name and they paid the mortgage in full and they don't own the land, then how do you own the house? They get mad at you, you can't put your house in a book bag and walk off. So I start thinking, I'm like, you know what? A lot of us who think we're doing pretty good, we live in poverty. According to definition, a lack of resources and inability to own. Sometimes we use words and don't even realize how deep they are because we get lost with meaning in the words because the way it's misused. So today, I want to talk to you. This is about spirituality today. I want to talk to you about spirituality. And the highest form of spirituality is economics. The highest form. Because according to the definition of economics, it's a science in which a way a person or a group of people consume, produce, or transfer wealth. And if you home in on the word produce, you're talking about creating. And if you're talking about creating, that's an attribute, one of the highest attributes of God. And how are you going to create something? That's not material in nature. That's spiritual in essence. So if economics is the science in which a person or a group of people, a nation even, consumes, produces, and transfers their wealth. And I understand production has a great deal to do with creativity, and creativity is not material. And I understand when I create a product, I have to have a higher sense or a higher cognition of what's in my environment. I understand that when I create a product, sometimes I have to tap into the minds of people that don't even know I'm coming with the product. I know if I'm really spiritual, I can understand the demand that that product is going to have, meaning the people that's going to consume it. Because I'm in tune with the needs of the people. And sometimes people don't even know what they want until they come across it. It happens all the time when you go shopping. So I say, man, production is deep. Productivity is deep. People say, Brother Polite, you're becoming too material. All you do is talk about money. And I said, I don't talk about money, I talk about economics. I talk about economics. How many of you enjoying this event so far? Now, for the people, before I start, for the people to say, yo, because sometimes people say, well, why you be charging for people to come in if this is about the community? We gotta talk about it. Before I go ahead, we have to talk about it. Why you charge? But like too material. But I wrote over 50 books last year, and it was all on metaphysics, and no one said, damn, like you produce more material pertaining to metaphysics than any of the other metaphysical teachers in all the 20, 30 years that they've been going. Reception probably Dr. York. So, no one said, like, why you so spiritual? No one said that last year. I ain't been doing this for 2 years. I'm in my first year and change. No one said, Polite, you're too damn spiritual. Talk about money. I think the books come out so fast, you think I'm doing this for years. I put out my last 5 books in the last 3 weeks.
That's right.
I'm like, you know what's going so fast? They're thinking that this was going on for years, and I've been teaching this for years. I haven't even been in the community for years. So people say, yo, why do you charge? Why are you so material? But I try to explain something about economics. Economics is the science in which a person or a group of people consume, produce, and transfer wealth. Let's review that. If you find a people consume more than they produce, then that means let's go back. Production corresponds with creativity, and creativity corresponds with God. Because God creates, and we was made in the image and likeness of God. So therefore, when you create, you are reflecting the highest attribute of your creator. Now, if you consume more than you produce, which is to say create, that means whoever's doing the production for you is your God, because now you're in a state of dependency. So I started thinking, I'm like, damn, this is deep. They know everything that we want, and they create it for us. They see us do a style and they market it. They take our words, put it in their dictionaries. Tell us don't say it, and put it in the dictionary. Lord giveth and he taketh. Call you nigga, they say stop. The Lord giveth and he taketh. He sets the trend. If Nikki gonna be a Barbie doll, then on Halloween our sister's gonna be a Barbie doll. So I said, damn, white man's all good. People get offended. I'm like, he's creating, he's producing, and we're consuming. And we consume more than we produce, so that puts us in a state of dependency. That makes him our God by default. It's true. And the word default in itself means bankruptcy. I said, wow, this is interesting. And he takes his wealth, that revenue that he generates from our consumption, and he transfers it amongst his community. He sees to it that he sends his babies to school from our hard-earned, uneducated spending. So Polite says, yo, I'm gonna create a situation here. I'm gonna create a situation. Last year, just online alone, I made over $44,000, a little over $44,000 just on books alone. Not counting DVDs, telescopes, microscopes, and the likes. And that's not even what I do for a living. I write for the living. I don't do it for a living. Real estate is my forte. That's a cop salary online. This year, in the first 5 months, I've already surpassed that. And I say, wow, so this is interesting. So I don't stop, because I make soap, I make lotion, I make deodorant, I make hair grease, I make body spray, I make Pampers, because the Pampers that they have, the powder in it causes asthma in our children. I make our own soaps, lotions, deodorants, because I understand what the people need. Because if you look at a whore or a prostitute, you'll find after years, her face starts dripping or drooping down. Why? Because the metals inside of the products, the metals inside the makeup is called phthalates. It goes through the pores of your skin accumulatively. This means that throughout a 10-year, 20-year span of prostituting, and you always got to have your makeup on, eventually gravity plays a toll and pulls the metals down that's stuck in your body. Thus the skin starts drooping down. And that's why prostitutes always look worn down and beat down, because the metals that they're constantly absorbing from the products that they put on, called phthalates, is inside the products. These are metals, unnecessary metals in products. Eventually gravity plays its toll and it pulls their face down. It looks sad, it looks like it's drooping. You gotta say, you know what, then we need to make our own products. You know why? Because I'm God. And I'm like, you know what, if we need something inside the community, we gotta think about it. That which is born came from that which was made. And in order to make, it has to come from creation. And in order to create, you have to put something into existence that wasn't there. So in order to create, you have to put something into existence that wasn't there. And then when you make, you have to take from creation. That's why God made man, because he took the dirt of the ground that already had live bacteria. It already had life in the dirt. When he used the dirt to create the skin, so-called, he was making because he took from that which was created. So when you create, you put something into existence that wasn't there. And when you make, you take from creation. And the end result of that which is made is birth. Something is born. So I said, where is our God mind where we put things into existence? Because we have a lot of complaints. We say, we don't got no schools. But then I don't see the school put into existence. So we don't got no land. And then I said, I don't see the land put into existence. We don't even got our own churches, our own mosques and synagogues that we call our own religion. But I don't see us put it into existence. We talk like we can't put it in. And I'm like, that's the working mind of a defeated people who don't know their own potential. So I said, it's time to create. I said, you're not going to tell me that I'm too material. Because if you like this event or you love this event or you think we're supposed to gather, who paid for the whole event? Ain't nobody contribute, not a bad thing. I said, I got it. It's not like that. But Sarnetta came to me and said, brother, I got a powerful idea. I know you're intelligent enough to speak on the same forum and said, without the conflict. And Brother Umar Johnson, we need unity in our community, brother. We need to stop this craziness. And I said, you know what? You're right. I'm always down with that. So I said, I'll fund that idea. So I said, okay. Theater cost me $1,500, $1.50 per chair. About $450 for chairs. $600 in flyers. Never mind what I have to pay to produce my own books and food. Just before I walk in the door, just before any money is made, I have the money to put up the $2,000 plus, almost $3,000. By the time I pay $200 for insurance in case somebody in here get hurt, most people don't rent a place and pay insurance, they wing it. I'm a businessman. If someone gets hurt, I want to make sure that they can be compensated. So I paid it, it's just $200. But it's just $200 for someone who has it. So I put up the $200 for insurance, put up the $600 for flyers, put up the $450 for chairs, put up the $150 for sound system and speakers if need be at different venues. Put up the $1,500 for the forum. And guess what happens at the end result? I share the forum with other speakers. Let's think about it now, because economics is the science in which a person or a group of people consume, produce, or transfer their wealth. So I started thinking, this is a production. This is a production, and I helped produce this event. I took my money and I put it in. And guess what came out of it? I make money. Sarnetta's gonna get money at the end of the night. King Simon's gonna get money at the end of the night. Said he left with money, not the one that was raised. He got compensated from something that I did. Umar Johnson's gonna get money whether he come or he doesn't. Every vendor in here, when Polite come teach a class, they know they're gonna make money. And they can take that and they can feed their children with that. So I create something and the wealth gets transferred within my community. Don't tell me I'm only about money. This is spirituality at its peak.
Teach hard for life. Teach for life. Teach for life.
You know, as cats give me a 5 and a squeeze of a hug. You know when you go to a dry ass lecture, vendors, dry, and your wife looking at you, you go, how much you made? Cause you conscious. You're like, yo, man, only 12 people showed up, yo. You know how it is. But it's a good feeling when you say, yo, that guy, he does something 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week. Every lecture he does, he come out with a book. Delvin Bland do a lecture, I came out with a book for his lecture.
Yeah.
He did 2012, a breakdown on the movie. I came out with the 2012 book. Said he do a lecture on niggas. I came out with Afro-Americans and Niggas book. Sold out already.
Dang.
You talk about it, I write about it.
Teach for life.
I put the application into the information. I just don't want to keep talking. We gotta archive our information. Because if we don't archive our information, someone's going to tell our story for us.
Right.
And there goes the confusion all over again.
There you go. That's right.
His story is just that, his story. And my story is what? Mystery. And still, no one tells her story at all. She just left out the whole loop.
We got Tahuti.
That's right, he gonna tell her story. And I know what he goes through, because I got people threatening me. Because I say I worship my wives. Threaten me. Hebrew Israelites. We know it's a joke. We know it's a joke. Because you can't threaten someone like me. I'm too powerful in my mind and in my works and my actions. I'm protected by my positive energy, so that's why I don't give it no light. I'm too positive to be worried about someone doing something negative to me.
That's right, babe.
I'm not one of those brothers who like, I take care of my children. Like, nigga, if you're a father, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, what kind of credit you looking for? Yo, I take care of my kids. That's what happens when you bust a nut. You're supposed to take care of your children. That's what comes after. My child see me at least 3 times a month. So listen. Don't make people fool you. Don't have people making you think. Don't have them have you think that you're being too material. If you get a certain level of success and you don't find out how to make others successful amidst your success, then you're too material and you're not practicing spirituality.
Yeah.
The books are so popular. It started off with myself, my family, printing, binding, and designing the books ourselves. And it got so popular, now I got people on payroll. $420 a week. And I say, show me one of your speakers who evolved to the point in their consciousness where they got to the point they can cut you a check. My Crip brothers over here. Come over here, man. Come on, y'all. They be trying to do the gang shakes behind my back. They think I don't be seeing them. They try to do it a law every time. These brothers, straight up and down my brothers, my cousins, my nephews, my blood brothers. And now, because of the knowledge, because of the lectures that they've been coming to, the seminars that I've been giving, these brothers own over $2 million in the state.
That's right.
And they look hard as hell. I'm talking, these guys got newspaper clippings of themselves. I ain't gonna go too much into their mode. But when you make the front page in your newspaper in New Jersey, you know some shit was wrong. And you know he did some shit. They don't waste the front page on false allegations from somebody in the hood. You know he got caught with something for real. But to see my brothers evolve, to see that when I was doing my Crip thing, I had people thinking this is the thing to be, this is the thing to do. And it hurts because a lot of brothers got stuck in that. So impressed with my swag that they got stuck in that and they wanted to come behind me and be superior to. but I wasn't superior in action. And just because a person is a leader doesn't mean they won't lead you to hell.
Right.
Teach that, right? Say that, right?
So I ask, if someone teaches for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and the only one that's benefited is the person that's doing the teaching, something's wrong with that.
That's right.
You teach for 6, 7 hours. You read for 5. And at the end, nobody eats. The money doesn't get transferred in the community. And no one's upset. And I'm upset. And people say, but you think about money too much. But your teacher's making it, and I don't see nothing happen with the people listening. Something's wrong with that. And we're never going to go nowhere if we keep teaching information that no one can use. It's frustrating. So I said, when you see products from the hood, and they walk around, they just got their boots on, hard as hell, and you don't even know what type of investments and things they got going on. It's a proud feeling, because that gives you a sign that we're on our way back up.
That's right.
Maybe that 2012 stuff might be for real, when you see brothers like them. Because these brothers got love, these brothers more than take care of their children, these brothers take care of other people's children.
That's right.
I trust these brothers any day of the week with my family, my wives, my children, any day. These are some strong black men that, unfortunately, because of the generalizations of the media, you don't believe people that look like them have the potential and the capabilities to be great. And that's what makes them so very important. Because them little brothers in their community, they come to the class, got a brother got shot in his face, point blank range with a 9. Come through the class, people think it's a crip meeting. Cats come in teardrops in their eyes, come through deep for real estate class. If you've been to my Wednesday class, you've seen them. Right? So I say, wow, look at these brothers. They perpetuating the same information. They're sharing their wealth of knowledge and saying, you know what, we're not going to keep this from you. They force them brothers to come in. They take their leadership role and say, nah, y'all coming out. And have these brothers loped out, crippin', sitting in a real estate class. And who the hell teaching it? Crip Superior. Shit is changing, man. Shit is changing. And the people with the PhD ain't doing nothing. And the Crips over here getting property now.
That's right.
It's about 300 people in here today. And you get almost 300 different answers. That has to change. That's what we're going to talk about today, status. We're going to talk about economics, which is spirituality. This is a spiritual class. Don't let no one fool you. 50 plus books in a year, if that ain't spiritual, I don't know what is. Fluent in 7 languages, growing in the hood with no father at age 8, and mom died the week that I met her when I turned 17. I'm supposed to be in prison right now with 3 baby mothers that hate my guts. I'm supposed to be trying to flee the country because child support takes too much of my money. My pants are supposed to be tight, yet still below my ass.
Squeeze jeans.
Squeeze jeans, whatever the hell that is. Niggas be just making shit up, left and right. I ain't never heard that one. Squeeze jeans. Niggas just made that up. And this shit gonna become popular. The white man gonna market it, and some niggas gonna be doing the squeeze jeans dance.